I'm teacher EJ. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, I would like to talk about a question from NMOS 2010, which is about the number of children zero. Now, let's have a look. So before we go to our question, let's look at one example. So in this example, we say that how many zeros are at the end of the product of all integers from 1 to 100. So what does we mean by 0 at the end? For example, if I have 52,300 F1, you can see that is 20 at the back. So we said that is 20. Then if we have 10,000, F1, you see that is how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there will be 4 zeros. So this is what we say that the end of the number, how many zeros is there. So in this case, we say that the product of all integers from 1 to 100. So which is 1 times 2 times 3 until we multiply until 100. And we are asked to find how many zeros is there. Hey everyone, how do we solve this question? Now think about it. What will determine there will be how many zeros behind our number? When we're doing the multiplication of the number, when will it have 1 zero at the back? When we multiply by a 10 and 1. So now everyone, we say that when we multiply by a 10, then there will be 1 zero at the back. So now everyone, the 10 here, it is made out of what two numbers multiplied together? So 10 is just made out of 2 times 5. Everyone, in this question right here, do we have to determine there will be how many factor 2 and how many factor 5? Alright everyone, now let us look at one example. If I say that I have 5 factor 2, and I say that I have 2 factor 5, in this case, there will be how many ending zeros? There is only 2 ending zeros, because we know that there can only be 2 pair of 2 times 5, which is equal to 10. There can only be 2 zeros. Everyone can see that in this case, to find out there will be how many ending zeros, it will depend on the factor that has more of it or that is fewer of it. So it will only depend on the factor that appear the fewest time. And in this case, we say that the factor 5 appear the fewest time. Alright everyone, you see that in our example here, from 1 until 100, factor 5 or factor 2 will have a fewer number. Factor 5 will have a fewer number, because we say that all of the even number, they must have at least one factor 2. So we say that factor 5 will be the fewer number, F1. In this case, we just have to find out there will be how many factor 5. But how do we do that? Think about it. If we say that the number have a factor 5, for example, we can have the number like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and so on. Hey, F1, all of these numbers, what is the characteristic of them? All of them, they are the multiple of 5. F1, so in this case, to find out there will be how many factor 5, you just have to find out the multiple of 5. Okay, so to find out there is how many number that is a multiple of 5, we have 1 until 100, we just have to use 100 divided by 5, we will have 20. Now everyone, think about it. We say that all of these numbers, they have one factor 5. Is it possible that some number can have 2 factor 5? We say that 2 factor 5, which is just 5 times 5, 25. Which means that 25 will have 2 factor 5. Is there any other number that also have 2 factor 5? All of the multiple of 25, they will also have 2 factor 5. Therefore, in this case, we also have to find out there will be how many number that is a multiple of 25. So we just have to use 100 divided by 25, we get that it is equal to 4. And anyone? Is there any number that have 3 factor 5? So what is the minimum number to have 3 factor 5? We have 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. It can be a number that have 3 factor 5, but in this case, it is just from 1 until 100. So in our example right here, there is no number that have 3 factor 5. everyone. So in this case, we just have 20 here and we have 4 here. We will just have to sum it up and it will be equal to 24. And this is our final answer. So everyone can see that in our question right here, to find out that is how many ending 0, you just have to determine the number of the factor that have fewest times of it. Okay, everyone. Now let's go back to our question. So we said that we define the ending 0 of an integer as a number of 0 at the end of the integer. For example, 2010 has 1 ending 0, whereas this number have 4 ending 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many ending 0 are there when the value from 16 multiplied until 210 is simplified? Again, everyone, how do we solve this question? So you can see that just now from the example, we start from 1 until 100. But in this question right here, it starts from 16 until 210. So it is a little bit different. So how do we solve this question? Oh, so some of you might thinking to use the count of the integer. But actually, this is not a suitable method for this question. For example, you see, if you use 5 until 15, you find out there is how many integer? 15 minus 5 plus 1, there will be 11 of integer. But if you divide by 5, that is only 2 number. But actually, we have 5, we have 10, we have 15, that is actually 3 number. So this is not a valid method right here. And everyone, so you can see that in this case, just now from the example, we already learned how do we solve the question from 1 to 100. Why don't we just change this question a little bit? Let it start from also 1. Which means that we start from 1 until 210. And then after that, we just minus out those things that we don't want it. Again, first thing, find out there is how many that is a multiple of 5. So we just have to use 210 divided by 5, we have 42. Then we find out there will be how many that is a multiple of 25. So 210 divided by 25, we have 8 remainder of 10. 8. Now everyone, in this question right here, can there be a number that have 3 factor 5? It can be. So we also have to check the multiple of 125. So after you divide it, you'll get 1 remainder of 85. So these are all the numbers that have a factor 5. Now, you see that we start from 16 to 210. So we have to remove out those numbers from 1 until 15. So you just have to use 15 divided by 5. You have 3 number. 3 factor 5. So finally, we just have to sum out 42 plus 8 plus 1. Then you minus out these extra 3. You will get that the answer will be 48. And this is our final answer. So everyone, now let's summarize what we have learned from this question. So we say that when we are finding a number of ending 0 for a product of the consecutive number. So what is something that we do have to look into? We just have to find the number of factor 5. And then it will decide that is how many number of ending 0. Okay, everyone. So now you can try to do this practice question and you can leave your answer at the comment section below. So you may join WhatsApp group for more information about our activity. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.